What's up, guys? I know I haven't updated in a while. I haven't been the best at consistently producing videos, but this is something that I'm going to start doing again consistently in the new year. So not just for the people that already subscribe to the channel, but for my students, right? If you're one of my students watching these videos, these are going to be important for you guys to make sure you guys meet your goals in the new year, know what's going on at the school, understand my rationale behind some of the rules and some of the things that I expect from people in here, and how we can produce a great culture that enables everybody to roll safely and continue to pursue their goals, and just really feel like they're being supported. So one of the changes I'm making in the new year, which is going to be really important for my school and something I suggest or would put out there for other school owners to consider, is that I'm no longer allowing anybody that has that doesn't have at least one stripe on their white belt from rolling live. Now, I will exclude some people from this. So if you have previous judo experience, if you have previous wrestling experience, I'm going to watch you roll for a little bit. Make sure that you're a controlled person. Make sure you're not spazzing. Make sure you don't pose an injury risk to anybody else if you're going to roll. And then you can roll because you have previous grappling experience. But for the people that are new, until you get your first stripe, you're not going to live roll. You're just going to flow roll. So the purpose behind this is, one, I want everybody in the school to get good at flow rolling. It's an excellent method that you can use to improve your game, work through transitions, right, and try to figure out how your body's going to move properly. The second reason is, when you learn how to flow properly, you understand basics on what to do in every position, how to move properly to achieve what you want to do, and do it in a way that's not going to injure your training partner or yourself. And that last reason is the most important point, right? So I'm doing this from a safety perspective because I want everybody at the school to understand how to flow roll and understand how to roll safely once they start live rolling, and make sure that they're controlled, right? So in Jiu-Jitsu, we have to strike a balance between making it as realistic as possible when we're rolling, in comparison to sport competition, but also for self-defense. Obviously we have limitations on what we allow, but Jiu-Jitsu is pretty permissive in the techniques that it does allow, right? We allow neck cranks, we allow wrist locks, we allow heel hooks, we allow, pressure on the face and all that sort of stuff. And I do too. I think all that's fine. But it's only fine if you've learned how to use that properly and you have some guiding principles in how you roll that make it so that you're a safe roll. And if you do those techniques, which are more dangerous than the other techniques, you can still employ them safely and give your partner plenty of time to tap, and make sure that you don't put it on them too quickly. So the flow rolling rule is going to be really important, and it's meant to buttress the culture that we already have here, which is to look after your training partner as your number one priority when you're rolling, okay? Your number one priority when you're rolling and training is not to win, okay? If there is a conflict between you winning an exchange, right, and your training partner or your safety needs to win out. Okay, your training partner's safety needs to win out. We don't want people getting hurt, and we especially don't want people whose egos get in the way, and because of their desire to win an exchange, they're going to potentially put themselves or their training partner at risk of an injury, okay? Now, we're not playing patty cake. Injuries are going to happen eventually, right? But there are things that every school can do to minimize that as much as possible. One of them, I think, is this, is to make sure that before somebody gets their first stripe, before somebody starts live rolling, that you've killed, if not all of their spazziness, the vast majority of it, so that they're going to be a safe roll for everybody else, right? In fact, in a previous video, I've said that zero spazziness is a requirement to get a blue belt under me, because I think it shows maturity and control, and something that should be a bare minimum expectation of getting a blue belt. So for my students, this is going to be effective immediately, right? So if you don't have at least one stripe on your white belt, even if you have been live rolling so far, sorry, you're going to go back to flow rolling. But don't worry, guys, okay? If you guys are showing up consistently to class at least 2 times a week, like I've said that you guys need to do, this is only going to apply for you for 2 to 4 months, right? And by then you should be ready for your first stripe, and then you can go on to live rolling and make sure that you're doing it safely. So this is what we're doing at my school. I hope this video was helpful for you guys that are school owners or instructors, in kind of how you should think about the culture that you're developing at your school, making sure that, hey, we're not playing patty cake, right? We're allowing all the techniques that work, even if they are dangerous, but we're teaching our students to employ them safely and look out for each other, right? Because, I want people to roll hard in here. I want people to have competitive roles, but I don't want that. I don't want that at the expense of, adding too much of an injury risk when they're training. So the methods that people train is something that needs to be coached into them and taught, right? From the very beginner level to all your coaches and all your upper ranks. So I hope you guys found this video useful. My students, I'm looking forward to an excellent new year helping you guys meet your goals. So take care. Have a great rest of your day.